I want to talk to you about this. When there is a product, and I'll start again because I'm recording this part for you, and I know that you're going to give me your little input. So you're being recorded here.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, thank you. So when I said to you about a health and wellbeing product, and I said to them, the individual, why does it have to be a black-owned product if it's about health and wellbeing and saving life and making your life is more manageable in this certain product, right?
Yeah.
And they said it's for women, so why can't it be for all women? All women suffer. All women are supposed to pick up another woman, right? You are not supposed to leave women behind. Women are supposed to nurture women, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't you want the best for all women rather than say this product is only for black women?
Yeah, because because what you're doing is, unfortunately, you're segregating, right? Only because the product is for anybody, isn't it? Because it's about health, yeah?
That's right.
So really and truly, as you know, health isn't conditioned to any particular race, gender, or, beingness for everything, isn't it? So why condition it just to one ethnic group?
Okay, so many people will look at me, right, and say that my skin is not black enough to comment on this, what I'm about to say, yeah? And I think, you see, this is the difference that we have. When you sit there and say black-owned business, we need to support black-owned business. Well, I'm a black-owned business, if you want to call it that. But actually, I don't. I am a business that serves the community. But I am relatable because I have a shade of colour. So if I use certain words, you're drawn more towards me. But if I say, hang on a minute, I want to help you. Does it matter what colour skin that I am? Because I want to help you. But when you sit there and say it's catered for a black-owned business, well, I'm not going to send anyone to your store because you're describing discrimination. And to me, what you're saying is, look, we need to build each other up. Well, hold on a minute. I don't see people building other people's businesses up. They're there temporarily, but in business, you're supposed to cater to the market. So who's your target margin? In this case, we were talking about women, not the colour of the skin.
No, exactly.
The target margins would be this product is going to save you pain. It's going to save you from having toxins in your body, etc. But it's a black-owned business. I don't give a toss what it is.
Is there a problem at the moment? Is there a problem at the moment in society regarding black women? No.
In society, what they continuously say is that we don't have anything for ourselves. I say we do. You don't know how to work together as a team because you keep putting a title over. Only come over here. Well, you know as well as I know, they've always said black people don't support black people in business. There's no community. Little, and it's drinks and drags. That's because the barriers are up.
The only thing I get concerned about black-owned, right? If we were living somewhere where the black women are being suppressed, right, on a high level, then I would say, yeah, okay then. A call for a support for one particular, thing that's going on at the moment, I would say, yeah, you can. But when you've got at the moment, when you're living in a society where, okay, you want to help support and work together, well, what about the women who want to do that anyway, but are not of colour? Where does that leave them? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they feel like it's put out, especially when they've got mixed race kids. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
And when the mixed race kids go for the same thing, racism and discrimination and stuff like that, then you've got, these are our children we need to protect. But hold on a minute. If you can't protect the women or the mothers who's supposed to be raising the children with standards,
Yeah.
then one of those standards is love thy neighbour, yeah? No matter what. Because when you need that damn donation, doesn't matter he or she or what colour. They don't ask you that. You're asking for a donation. But what what society has done is they're so got that media. They've got this old back in the day about slavery, all of those things. We mustn't forget our heritage. No, but at the same time is that's not my life. This is my life. The struggle today. What are the kids going through today? And when you use black-owned business, you're offending most of those mixed-race children that hang out with your children. You're making your own children choose when someone can be black enough.
Yeah. I agree with you, because I like if you were to be a gymnast and you won a particular event, all you would get in the media is you the first black woman, and I disagree with that, because all you're doing is you're just really pointing out, you're drawing out, and really and truly, you know, you're a woman, really and truly. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I always say, when people ask me about like colour, I always say to them, well, really and truly, I know who I am in the country that we're in, and I know the history of my colour. I know the potential drawback, and I know the potential barriers that my colour can hold. However, I really truly have to, my outlook has to be opposite to that, dependent, on what the situation is. Because basically, I still have to, we were educated in this country, we were raised in this country, and I think sometimes when you draw out ethnicity, it's kind of like you're separating yourself from your birth heritage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here now? Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying to get the identity of something. A claim and an ownership of something.
Yeah.
But in life, in reality, what you must own is just a business. But if your target margin is, okay, I'm catering for the cultured and diverse, however you want to put it. Say cultured, that means diverse. Diverse, that means you could be anybody. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So what we're doing here is we're putting barriers and obstacles up by actually just using that tagline.
Yeah.
And
because if you're going to use that tag, black owned, that means that you're legal, you're networking.
Hey, you're black and you own a business?
Everything's got to be black, hasn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have anything white because that's black owned. Yeah?
So therefore, what the message is that if you are a white person, don't come into the business because it's black owned and it's for black people. That's the message that you're sending. So then what's the message you're sending to the mixed race kids out there too then? What's or of any kind of heritage, yeah? Because nobody is actually 100% what you call black. Is just some kind of colour. You don't define where you're coming from, what land you're from, or what part of heritage you've got in you, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you said black, we go back. Why is it that black people hate Africans? They always cast and make joke upon Africans. They make jokes about where they're from, where place and origin they're from. But yet, you say we're black. They always say we're not. We are many different shades. You've got, look at Yellow Man. Him yellow, innit? He yellow, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so why are you not going to class him as a black man then? What? Because he's yellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but you play the music and you're welcome in his business. You're welcome to buy his CDs and all of those things and support him, you know, and all of those things what people did back then. Come on, let's give me somebody else. Muhammad Ali, come on, he mixing it. He ain't
Yeah,
even,
definitely.
he is mixed in it. Look at Obama. He mixed in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but people stood up and say, look at him, yeah, go on, Obama. We didn't miss his, but because they related to him. Yeah? They related to his complexion. Didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah. But what he did is, he didn't care who he shook hands with. He was doing business.
yeah.
And he was out there. Yeah? He was out there. And he know in business, like any business, if you want to succeed in business, your doors must be opened in this 2021 because your friends, and don't tell me that black people don't have white friends. You offend them left, right and centre.
Yeah.
I mean, look upon your Facebook. If we say to people, please search your Facebook now, tell me, is it all black and you don't have any white friends on there? Or is it all white and you don't have any black friends on there? You see the difference of who you brought up around throughout life.
Yeah.
So why would we want to offend those that are going to support us, which are our friends?
Yeah.
But we offend them. So to me, I got offended when I hear it. Because I'm thinking, are you ever going to learn anything in business? In business? I don't care. Where you're from. Show me the money. Show me the success. Show me that I believe in your product.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, it's like going for a job interview, isn't it? I don't want to buy or invest in your product because you come across discriminatory.
Yeah.
I don't want to invest or do business with anyone that's going to hurt somebody else's feelings. So if I sat there and said to you, I'm going to offer you a position today, someone a position today, and I'm just going to go undercover and check how they are with another human being. I want to do business with somebody that's kind, you know, somebody that really does care about the community as a whole. Because when we keep hearing these children are stabbed, we're looking at mixed heritage and all kind of heritage of children that have been subjected to a lot, missing their fathers, brought up in domestic violence, all of these things, and you still talk about discrimination. You still talk about, we want something for ourselves. I know what injustices feel like, don't I? We know what incarceration feels like. We know what probation feels like. We know what wrong arrest feels like. So I'll tell you about with that. When you ain't got no knowledge, you ain't got nothing. You better find wisdom and courage to know that in business, number one is, can you stay alive? Can you keep your clients interested? Are you kind? Have you got a good reputation? Do you care? Some people will follow fashion, but me, I want to know who I'm rubbing shoulders with, what kind of attitude they are. Negative only attracts negativity, lovey.
Really and truly, you got that's breaking the cycle, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you know,
that's
at
the
the
word.
end of the day,
He said breaking the cycle.
If you're, like I said to you, like I said to you before, but you know, black owned. You know, again, I think.
Well, do you hear anybody saying white owned chip shop? White
No,
owned.
you don't. That's exactly.
Okay, so but we do have the word the Indian shop, which relates to their origin and their food. But then we have other shops where people will say that's the Indian shop, and they're actually not Indian; they're from Pakistan. So they, you know, so look at the difference in how all of these names mean owned. You go to a Chinese shop, the Chinese, they don't just own a shop, they own your bloody mobile phone. So if it was black owned, why ain't you got a black owned phone? Come on. Well, you know, you sit there and say black owned this, but you'll have Sony TV, you'll have all of these makes that are not English, and still say you want your own. When you say black owned business, it's not owned by you as a black owned business. I'm going to actually put it direct. You register with .gov. They are, you know what they are. So when you register as any company, you shake hands with those people. You do good, and you can do and be successful as you want. Yes, you'll pay your tax, but you will be and do as successful as you want. How greedy do you want to be in business? How successful do you want to be in business? But you do not own a black-owned business. The government own you. Maybe your idea, and isn't it funny how we have to pay to have an idea and give and free up the knowledge and the product? Yeah, isn't that funny that you free up the knowledge, but you've got to pay for it? So stop blaming the community and start blaming and looking deeper into life and think about what you're doing, because the only blockage that you're going to have in life is you, because of the thoughts and the visions and the words you speak out. So when there ain't no black people buying from you, and the people that really wanted your product, they get so offended. So what? You've got something they want. Then that means you're successful, because you got something somebody wants. And if you'd like to sell it or give it away or free up the knowledge, isn't that the aim of the game? To be successful in business.
Yeah.
Sell your product wisely. Your product doesn't discriminate. You do with those words.
Yeah.